Okay, this is 4.6, solving quadratics using the square root property. So in 4.5, we looked at solving quadratics by factoring, but that is only one way to solve a quadratic. So today we're going to look at another one, which is by using square roots. So the steps for solving a quadratic by the square root property, you want to isolate the x squared to one side of the equation. Then you're going to take the square root of both sides. And then you're going to include both the positive and negative answer in your solution. And that's what this symbol means here. So we say plus or minus to show that there's a positive and a negative value. And this method is most useful when you're missing the middle term. So you just have an x squared and a constant. You don't have that x term in the middle. All right, so let's look at a couple examples. So we have 4x squared plus 10 equals to 46. You'll notice with these, they don't have to be set equal to 0 like we had to with factoring. So for this one, again, the first thing I want to do is isolate the x squared. So I'm going to subtract 10. So I get 4x squared equals 36. And then I'm going to divide by 4. So I get x squared equals 9. Now that the x squared is by itself, I'm going to take the square root of both sides. And the square root of 9, we typically would say is 3, but really it can also be negative 3 because negative 3 squared is also 9. So that's why we look for the positive and the negative. So when I write my answer, I say x equals plus or minus 3. Okay, let's do another one. Again, isolate x squared first. So add 15. So 3x squared equals 15. Divide by 3. X squared equals 5. And now we're going to take the square root of both sides. Now 5 is not a perfect square, and that's totally fine. We are going to leave our answers in exact values. And so that means if it's not a perfect square, we're just going to leave it as x equals plus or minus the square root of 5. That's what we mean by an exact value. Instead of taking the square root on our calculators and getting some long decimal, we're just going to leave it as square root of 5. Okay, a couple more. So 2x squared equals 32. All I need to do to get x squared by itself is divide by 2. So I get x squared equals 16. Take the square root. So I get x equals plus or minus 4. 16 is a perfect square, so we can write our answer just like that. 6x squared plus 24 equals 0, so I'm going to subtract 24. So I get 6x squared equals negative 24. Divide by 6. X squared equals negative 4. Well, what happens when I try to take the square root of that? What you should know is that anytime we square something, we get a positive value. So a negative times a negative is a positive times a positive is a positive. So when I try to take the square root of negative 4, it's not possible. So this would be, the answer to this is that there's no solution. Okay, I cannot take the square root of a negative value. Last two we'll look at here. 5x squared minus 40 equals 0. So add the 40. So I get 5x squared equals 40. Divide by 5. X squared equals 8. Then I'm going to take the square root because I have that x squared by itself. Again, 8 is not a perfect square, so we leave our answer as plus or minus the square root of 8. Last one, I'm going to subtract 30. So I get negative 3x squared equals negative 30. And some of you guys might be saying, when we had a negative on that other side, it didn't work, so are we done? Okay, we need to make sure we get x squared all the way to the end, because when I divide by negative 3 here, I end up with positive 10. So this problem is solvable unlike the other one. So I'm going to square root, and x equals plus or minus square root of 10. Okay, and that is solving with square roots.